How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 7 of Two Nerds a Podcast. I'm Buddy the Bruiser.
And I'm Dynamite Jared Latchy.
How you doing tonight, Jared?
I am doing absolutely awful. I'm really tired, but we got the floss going. I'm gonna make my gums really healthy. My teeth look really good, and hopefully we'll have a hell of a podcast today.
Yeah, just so you guys know, if you guys are listening over on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and give us a like. We have some very cool stuff planned up in the next few weeks, so you guys...
Kind of cool.
Yeah. Relatively cool.
Not that cool.
Cool for us.
Kind of outdated.
Kind of outdated, if we're being completely honest. But yeah, since last week's podcast, some interesting things happened in the world of wrestling and MMA. We will be getting into that later. But first off tonight...
We'd like to thank our sponsors.
Yeah?
And now that we got that out of the way.
Now that we got that out of the way.
Well, shout out to Stephanie Wilson on Twitter. Remembered her name this week. She's been very active on social media supporting the podcast. And Stephanie, we know you're listening to episode 7 out there. So thank you for continuing to listen. Thank you for your input on Twitter. And we'll try and watch
some of these movies you're telling us about.
Tell us some of the movies you tell us about. We'll try and watch Luke Cage when it comes out on Netflix. But I have to forewarn you that I have yet to watch Daredevil, and I still haven't watched Jessica Jones either. So I
haven't watched shit either. So
I gotta watch all that shit, and it's all hour-long episodes, and you guys are killing me here. So,
yeah. But yeah, it's good to know that we have some support out there. Me and Jared actually got recognized today at Walmart by a very
enthusiastic fan. He actually forgot how to speak. He developed a stutter. When he
came running towards us in the parking lot, man. Shook our hands.
How we're doing, all that stuff, Hey, we're going to have to start carrying around Sharpies, buddy, because I feel like we're going to have to start signing some autographs.
Potentially.
Pretty soon.
Who the fuck would want our autographs?
Sign my iPhone case. This is what I listened to your podcast on.
God damn. Well, as you guys know, it is still Sextember.
Hold on, buddy. Hold on. You can't just dive right into it like that.
All right, give me a segue.
All right. So I'll give you a segue.
All right, so let's back it up. Let's pretend that never happened.
I'll give you a segue right now. Let's fucking back it up.
Quit hitting that fucking maraca.
Let me tell you something.
I'm
just kind of like, I'm hitting it because it's just like kind of trembling a little bit. There's a tension in the air right now.
There we go.
There's some tension in the room right now. Some sexual tension. And it's not between me and you because we're two heterosexual males, albeit very attractive heterosexual males. I'll go on record as saying it right now. But there's sexual tension in the air because it is Sextember. What do you got to
carry on?
You want me to carry on with that?
No, I was posing the question. You want me to carry on?
Well, all right. You know what? Listen, I got this, all right? Because nobody loves Sextember more than Dynamite Jared Latchy. And we are continuing our search for the greatest sex scene of all time. And this week we've tried to look into some more comedic sex scenes, maybe find if some of these are maybe the best sex scene ever is more comedic. We're trying to find out the qualities of a really good sex scene because it seems to be all over the place, and the qualities of a really bad sex scene because that seems to be all over the place too. It's all a matter of preference, just like when you watch porn, buddy. Some people like to watch granny porn. Some people like to watch barely legal, so
whatever you're into, man.
Whatever you're into. So, buddy, you got some sex scenes for us? What are we talking about this week?
This week we're talking comedic sex scenes.
Mostly.
Let's see. I guess we can begin with one of the most recent comedic sex scenes, which is in Trainwreck.
With John Cena.
With John Cena, our dude.
Who has come on record in saying that was a piece.
Yeah.
That was not his real penis. That was not his real member that was holding up the towel in Trainwreck. I was very disappointed by the news because I thought...
Damn.
I thought John Cena, world-class professional wrestler, seems to be a quality actor, and now Heat Packer.
Just add that on the resume.
Add that on the resume, but that is not the case. And so the mystery
500 Make-A-Wish, 15-time world champion, extra large member. Just right up there.
We'll have to get Nikki Bella on the podcast to get some
inside information.
Some real inside information, if you know what I mean, on the size of John Cena's member.
Damn.
The mystery remains. But hopefully we'll find out one day.
Hopefully.
John, if you're out there listening to the podcast, we know you are. John, grant us a Make-A-Wish, John. Listen to the podcast. So anyways, yeah, Trainwreck, John Cena. And
it's a good scene. One of my favorites in the film. Well, really, honestly, like, when John Cena stops being in that movie, I think it kind of goes downhill, honestly.
You think so?
I think so. I don't know.
I thought that it was pretty good.
I thought it was good throughout, but he was by far the...
John Cena's gone, it's but like LeBron was still bringing some fire on the comedy and that. Now, where's our LeBron sex scene? That's what I'm wondering.
Did you see, there was a, at the premiere, because they did one of the premieres in Akron, LeBron took Bill Hader, Amy Schumer, and the director, whose name is escaping even though Judd Apatow.
Yeah. Or wait, was he just the producer or was he the director?
He directed it, I believe. Took them on a trip to Swenson's and was pitching his idea for a Trainwreck sequel.
I did see that, actually. Yeah. I did see that. And it was LeBron takes... him and Amy get together and leave Bill behind, and Bill's like, he dies. He dies. And at the beginning of the movie, at the funeral, Amy and LeBron kind of start feeling each other out. And I'm in favor.
So in the sequel, we might see LeBron's dick.
I'm hoping. We already saw LeBron's dick during the playoffs last year, so... Yeah. In theory, I still haven't seen it, but everybody's claiming that it makes a
makes a small cameo,
makes an appearance in the playoffs.
I don't know what are some sex scenes you've got.
I think I briefly mentioned it yesterday, but or last week on the podcast, but it's in. Oh my God, it's in from Superbad. McLovin's sex scene. McLovin's sex scene was really good, and. Who else has sex in that? Does Michael Cera have sex in Superbad?
No, I don't think. Actually, yeah, he does. No, because he pukes on her, or she pukes on him. One of the right.
Yeah, she pukes on him. They're about to have sex, and then she pukes on him.
And fucking Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill's the only one that absolutely doesn't get close at all to having sex, and it's because he's fat.
Is that why?
That is exactly why Jonah Hill does not have sex in Superbad or come even close. He comes kind of close. The one period girl kind of rubs her leg on him.
Goddamn.
And it starts.
I forgot about that scene. That's a classic. That whole movie. Like,
Superbad's a really good movie.
Like, to this day, I still think Superbad is one of the best comedies to come out in recent years. But yeah.
Did the first American Pie came out in what, 99?
99, I believe, right at the hype of Blink-182's "Enema of the State," because they're in the film, and their songs are used in the movie. So I'm thinking 99, 2000 at the latest, but I'm pretty sure it's 99.
American Pie has a plethora of sex scenes. We have cyber sex.
We have cyber sex.
We have normal sex. We have lovemaking. There's even lovemaking in American Pie, and I can't remember the character's name because he's missing.
Oz?
Oz, yeah. He's missing in American Pie 3, right?
Yeah.
But he returns in Reunion?
I have not seen Reunion. I've seen him on the posters for it.
He's not in Wedding.
He's not in
Which
Wedding.
is 3.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Correct. Sex with pies, obviously.
Yeah, there's
hence the title.
Which could be construed as a form of masturbation, which we it's Sextember, so you get to talking a lot about dicks and stuff, and masturbation is bound to come up, buddy. And we're gonna shoot a question out to the
to the male audience.
To the male audience here, because my roommate, who's female, was shocked when she found out that I'm all natural when it comes to matters of privacy. When you're going solo in the bedroom, I'm using absolutely no lube.
No lotion.
And no lotion, and you concurred.
I concur.
No lube, no lotion, no pie. And so we want to find out,
are we nuts?
Are we crazy? Because, I'm over here chafing like crazy. Like, should I make the adjustment? Should I
have I been doing this wrong?
Yeah.
I thought I knew.
I thought I knew what I was doing. So anyways, Stephanie actually brought up a couple of sex scenes to us on Twitter.
Stephanie, I just want to tell you this right now. We love you. We love your support. But this is two nerds of fucking podcast. Do you think we've seen Love Actually?
I have not seen Love Actually. We have not seen Love Actually. And we are not going to see Love Actually because, listen, we are two of the manliest men in Ashtabula, Ohio. There's no doubt about it. We are just filled with testosterone. I actually have a testosterone shortage. It's an...
This just got really dark.
So, I only have so much time left we haven't seen Love Actually. We definitely have not seen Love Actually. We've seen Office Space, but it's been a while, and I think you may have recommended that as one of the worst sex scenes, the one from Office Space.
I can't remember
because the one character is having a dream about one of his coworkers having sex with his wife, and so that seems to be the trend with the worst sex scenes of all time. They're either really gross or they're really just like kind of relatable, like things that you don't want to think about, like someone having sex with your girlfriend.
Yeah,
it makes you feel bad.
Not recommended.
Yeah, so Bride of Chucky.
Bride of Chucky. I brought this one up. I don't know what to say about it.
There's two dolls having sex.
Two dolls having.
Who's that? Jennifer Tilly. Yeah, it's Jennifer Tilly because Meg is the one that's in Psycho 2. And freaking who plays Chucky's voice? I can't remember. He's a goddamn horror icon.
He's motherfucker.
Aubrey's gonna be pissed at me, man.
I'm not good with names, man. Wasn't he in Spontaneous Combustion? What's his name? God damn it!
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Okay, but sticking on the topic of puppets having sex. Speaking of puppets having sex, what about that scene in Team America?
What about the scene in isn't there a sex scene in Sesame Street?
In Sesame Street?
I'm pretty sure that Miss Piggy rapes Kermit at one point.
I don't know what the fuck you're watching, man.
Or not Sesame Street, but in the Muppets movie, yeah.
In the Muppets movie?
Yeah, in the Muppets movie.
I'm gonna have to rewatch.
I'm pretty sure she like fucking tackles him at one point, and he like comes back up into the camera. He's like covered in lipstick. Miss Piggy's laying it all on him.
I mean, I'm sure there's some bootleg porno where that actually happens and you see it. I'm sure there's some people into that shit.
I've watched some... I'll tell you about... Listen, since we're on the topic of Sextember, me and my buddy back in high school, man, we were on the search. We searched high and low for Godzilla porn for the longest time. We thought for sure there had to be some type of Godzilla porn on the internet, and it doesn't exist. Unfortunately.
That's very surprising.
But there was dinosaur porn.
Just dinosaurs?
Yeah, it's just a guy dressed up as a T-Rex, and he has like not even a real dick. It's just like a stick, like a big green stick that like comes out and shoots fluids.
Hey man, there's an audience for everything. I remember it took me and one of my friends in college to freak out one of our other friends, which I won't drop. Well, it's fucking Ricky, okay? Is terrified of E.T.
Rick the Dick Too Good Pizer.
Terrified of E.T. So me and one of my friends in college decided to bring up some E.T. porn on his computer and just leave it there.
There's E.T. porn.
It was very easy to find. Very easy to find some E.T. porn. Left it up.
I don't know if I should be happy or like really sad for the state of humanity that it's really easy to find E.T. porn. Either way, I'm going to look that up when we're done with this podcast.
And I don't know what happened at the end of it. I just know we put it on Ricky's computer, and then we left, and Ricky was left to his own devices with what to do with this ET porn on his desktop.
So yeah, man, we've steamed it up in here pretty good, and this hasn't helped the sexual tension at all, because I'm just sitting here trying to figure out if I should use lube or not, and it's just like... I gotta, I'm still just kind of, Sextember is we got another week left.
We got
of
one
Sextember.
more week at Sextember. Again, October is going to be crazy for us.
It's going to be insane.
We'll probably let you in on some of the details next week on all of our plans for October, not only with the podcast, but with some other projects we got going on. Are we done with Sextember today? Because
we are never done with Sextember, my friend. It may pop up again. You never know.
To bridge the gap between Sextember and our next topic, here's a sex scene. I don't know if you think it's a good one or a bad one, but how about Edge and Lita?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
The live sex show. Yeah, that's great. Is that going to bridge to the... All right, yeah.
Yeah.
So
wrestling this week.
Wrestling. Well, before we get into wrestling, how about my boy CM Punk?
So bring it up a little bit because you were there. Just tell us about.
I was live in person.
Just tell us UFC a little bit
203.
About what was going on at UFC.
Well, there were fights. People fought each other, as is standard at UFC events. It was a cool experience. And
have you been to UFC?
I've never. Well, it's their first time in Cleveland, so I mean, as much money as I make from this podcast, I've yet to fly out to Vegas where they do their regular UFC events. But it was cool. It was fun. The crowd was pretty into it, and it was the problem with the thing was that the card really did not match the hype, which is a risk that you're going to get when it comes to UFC events, because it's real fighting. So you can't just be out there like in wrestling where it's like this is the main event.
You're gonna have a certain amount of time.
Go out there and have a hell of a match.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like this could literally be over in.
It could be over in an instant, or it could just be like really long and just like two guys going out there just like doing a really strategic, like we're not gonna punch each other.
And you don't see too much. Yeah.
So
Jared was there that night. I was at a BW3's in Columbus with my girlfriend, who was getting pretty tipsy just so she could stomach this stuff because she's not into the whole fighting thing or the wrestling thing. So it took me a lot of convincing to even get her there to watch it. The environment in the BW3s was a little weird. Everyone at the table surrounding me was constantly talking shit on CM Punk before he even showed up. But yeah, so I don't know.
It was kind of a mixed vibe in the arena for him. I had a guy that was sitting right next to me that turned to me and asked me what I thought about it. And he was not a wrestling fan, but he was rooting for Punk because he thought it would be a great story. And I told him that I was a wrestling fan and that I was there to see Punk. And then there was a guy on the other side of me that was like, who, by the way, had the fucking fattest girlfriend on the planet, and the seats at the queue are like tiny. So I'm like kind of like sitting off to the side of my seat, like my knees kind of pointing away so I don't make like awkward contact with this large female who was like receiving like info and like like UFC factoids and stuff from her boyfriend the entire time. Like this guy's just sitting there, he's like, yeah, you see that? That was a head kick. No fucking shit, guy. Like
The foot got the head.
Yeah, the foot.
No doubt about it.
The foot definitely caught the head on that one. And so, but he was definitely rooting against CM Punk. I feel like there was kind of a big pop when Cult of Personality hit.
I know, I was fucking stoked.
Yeah, that was a cool...
Because there was a lot of debate on what song he was going to use. And
I thought he would come out to like Bouncing Souls or some shit like that. But yeah, man, Cult of Personality... Cool choice. Really marked out a lot of the wrestling fans that were watching. I saw the reaction on Twitter. And then what followed was an absolute massacre. And my heart like sank like instantly.
I mean, I wish it would have gone... I mean, we all wish it could have gone differently. But that just shows how just one mistake could completely fuck you up. Because he went in too hot, got taken down immediately, and then it was all over.
Oh man, he got his ass. It was not. This was a mugging. CM Punk got mugged at UFC 203. I wish he would come back to wrestling. I don't like seeing it like this. But better luck in your next fight, Punk. I wish you all the luck in the world.
We all love you.
He gave a hell of a speech after, and I won over most of the Cleveland crowd after with his speech. So we'll see. After that was a pretty boring fight that started off hot with a giant head kick. I know you left after Punk.
Yeah, I did not. By that point, Emily was not having it, and she's like, I waited 3 hours or however long we were there for that 2-minute fight.
Yeah,
so we had to get the fuck out of there.
The fights were all pretty weak, in my opinion, until the main event. But the main event was really quick. It was still a first round knockout, but the energy in the arena was like crazy because the hometown guy Stipe Miocic was the champion defending the title at home, and so Cleveland, we don't really have too many champions, and so
it was probably a good vibe.
It was crazy, and the fight was cool. It was really easy to get into because of the energy in the arena, and that basically saved the card. And when Stipe knocked out Alistair Overeem, the crowd, the place exploded. So it was fun. I had a lot of fun at UFC 203. I don't even know what's on the card for UFC 204. I think there's rumors that McGregor might be on for UFC 205, so I'll see what's going on with that. But to segue from that to wrestling,
Backlash was this weekend as well.
I did not watch anything but the main event.
I saw
Heath Slater and Rhino win the tag belts, but then I watched the main event.
So definitely match of the night was Miz versus Dolph Ziggler, which, have you heard the controversy with
that?
This
was
fight?
The match of the night?
In my opinion, yeah.
Okay.
That was the match of the night.
Huh.
Did you hear anything about the first part of the match?
No.
They completely did a retelling of
okay, I did read about that, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the first little 45 seconds of the match, but that was definitely the match of the night, in my opinion. Ambrose and AJ Styles was okay, but I definitely think The Miz was doing some good work with Ziggler down there. Miz is a good heel champ, probably the hottest heel going right now.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, man.
Maybe the hottest heel with actual heel heat going right now. The hottest heel right now is AJ Styles, I think. But I mean, half the crowd loves him, though.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens is pretty hot right now as well. But yeah, I watched AJ versus Dean. I thought it was a good match. Dean's been kind of disappointing me lately with his matches, but this was a good match. And yeah, I mean, AJ Styles is the champion now. Who'd have thought? 2016.
Mr. TNA.
Who'd have thought? 2016.
Kevin Owens and AJ Styles
are champions.
Are the champs.
And Heath Slater.
And Heath fucking Slater, dude.
And TJ Perkins.
And TJ Perkins.
TJ Perkins. With a huge upset over Kota Ibushi, who was my pick to win the Cruiserweight Classic. I was really, really disappointed when TJ put him down in the semifinals. And him and Grand Metalik had a good match at that finale, but I think the match of the night was definitely Perkins versus Ibushi, as it pretty much is every time Ibushi wrestles. He has the match of the night in Cruiserweight Classic. I don't think that WWE signed Ibushi.
I believe that's part of the reason why he didn't make it to the finals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they did... most of the names are escaping me right now, but they did announce...
The ones that come up to me are Cedric Alexander, Grand Metalik, TJ Perkins, Brian Kendrick, Noam Dar. Let's see here. Those are the ones that I remember right now.
Yeah, but Kota Ibushi was not on the list, and I heard
Akira Tozawa they signed, so they did get a Japanese guy.
Yeah.
Out of the picks there. Oh, and Jack Gallagher, who I absolutely love. I can't wait to see him on Raw, and I think he's a future Cruiserweight champion for sure. I think the crowd is absolutely going to love him on Monday Night Raw. I think that he has probably the best character out of all the workers that did the Cruiserweight Classic.
Cool.
So that's my opinion. Cruiserweights come to Raw this Monday, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure TJ Perkins will have some promo, and they'll all be there, and it'll all be fun and games. I guess they're working NXT as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Did you watch Raw this week?
No.
All I have to say is thank God Roman Reigns did not win that match.
Oh yeah, I did know about that. What's your opinion on Seth Rollins at this moment?
At this moment?
At this moment. Because it seems like they're kind of trying to turn him face, but it's like, not really.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much a tweener at this point. But yeah, I don't have too much of an opinion of Seth Rollins right now. Looking forward to seeing what they could potentially do.
Well, he's going to lose. Seth is losing to Owens at Clash of Champions, and he's going to move on, and I think that they're probably saving this for WrestleMania, or maybe Survivor Series. Seth versus Triple H.
Potentially.
Not potentially, it's going to happen. That match is happening. I don't know.
You have insider knowledge?
It's either Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania. It's going to be at one of the big pay-per-views because Triple H ain't going to wrestle in no damn fucking Clash of Champions.
No, not a chance.
Man, you know what though? Speaking of Clash of Champions, all the titles are on the line, so Cruiserweight title will be on the line. I wonder who they're going to book to face TJ Perkins.
We'll find out on Raw, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
Because it's not this Sunday, it's next Sunday.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, SmackDown this week. Pretty much the only big notable thing that's going to be happening, besides Alexa Bliss going for the women's title against Becky Lynch, is the triple threat match between Ambrose, Styles, and Big Match Johnny for the World Championship at the next pay-per-view, which is No Mercy, I believe is the name of it.
John cut a hell of a promo at the, maybe not just Big Match John, though. Possibly Big Dick John.
Possibly Big Dick Don.
Big
hell
Dick
of a
Don.
promo. Definitely
cut a crazy promo.
Call out Ambrose.
And and a lot of my friends now think that John Cena is going to win the title.
Okay, John Cena is going to win the title eventually. He's not going to win at No Mercy. They are going to say
I'm not even sure he's going to win it eventually. A lot of people seem to think that anytime John thinks, like, I want the belt, he gets it. But I mean, the last 4 times he said that, he didn't. So I'm going to say AJ goes over at
No Mercy.
At No Mercy and holds the belt for quite some time. I don't see John getting it anytime soon. Possible heel turn for Ambrose. That will kind of lead to a feud between him and John.
I mean, it's pretty much almost there. I mean, he hit him with dirty deeds after the match at the end of the night. So
who hasn't hit John Cena with their finisher? Even The Rock does that.
It was on his team. This was after the match. But yeah, I mean, the heel turn's coming, for sure. But Jared's texting one of his women. Sextember is still in the air, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyways, we kind of did wrestling out of order here. Let's kind of backtrack and get into some DC news. Apparently, there's going to be a Harley Quinn spinoff, which...
What I've heard from you.
Well, yeah.
When we were making the notes.
Margaret Robbie is supposed to, or Robbie, or whatever, however you say her last name, is apparently co-producing for a Harley Quinn spinoff. I want to know, how are they getting all these fucking spinoffs and movies when all these movies they're coming out with are being very, let's be generous, not mixed. Let's say mixed reception.
They still make money. And that's all.
In opening weekends, but I feel like they always have a drop off after. Haven't they? I know Batman vs. Superman definitely did.
Sure,
and I would think that Batman vs. Superman would overall do better than Suicide Squad.
Yeah. I mean,
just based on the name value. Whatever. So that's happening. And then now we've gotten a look at the tactical Batman suit. Zack Snyder revealed a picture from on set of Justice League.
A very dark picture.
We don't really get to see it that well, but it kind of looks like from the suit, it looks kind of like the kind of like that armored like Batman Dark Knight Rises Batman suit. And then the mask, the cowl, kind of looks like fucking Owlman from The Watchmen. Did you see The Watchmen?
I have. I mean, I saw it when it came out.
Yeah, because he's got the goggles on and stuff. It just kind of looks like Owlman. And Owlman's kind of based on Batman. But still, that's kind of what it looks like. It looks cool, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. I saw like an interesting article today, and I didn't read too much about it, but the headline was that Tumblr was banning videos of dogs and children for being sexually explicit. Do you have a Tumblr?
I do.
You know how much porn is on Tumblr?
I'm pretty sure 90% of my followers are just fake porn accounts.
Yeah. So, like, what else is Tumblr good for except for dog videos?
I just look at memes and fucking ban shit on it.
I mean, like, everyone posts cute dog videos on there, and now they're getting, like, removed, I guess. Like, Tumblr's removing these videos for being sexually explicit when literally 90% of their content is...
sexually explicit?
...is pornography.
I don't know, man. I did not see this article, nor have
I've been told by people that they literally have Tumblr accounts...
that's all porn.
...just to watch porn... So it's like a safe way to watch porn without getting a virus on your computer.
Yeah. I mean, I can see people doing
And
that.
how dare Tumblr, in the heat of Sextember, remove anything for being sexually explicit? I don't have a Tumblr, and I'm never going to get a Tumblr now after hearing stuff about like this. Tom Cruise has accepted a role in Mission Impossible 6. There's a Mission Impossible 6?
Now there is. There's gonna be.
I fell off in Mission Impossible 3, honestly.
3, and then there was...
Ghost Protocol or some shit like that?
Ghost Protocol, and then the most recent one is Rogue Nation.
Okay. MI6.
Are you stoked about it?
No.
I'm asking the viewers. Are you stoked about it? Let us know.
Do you want us to talk about it?
Do you want us to...
Do you want us to talk about Resident Evil? Fucking
That fucking trailer was ass.
That movie looks really bad.
Oh, man.
But I'm not a fan of the Resident Evil film franchise to begin with.
Predator reboot coming up. In talks with Benicio del Toro. And they've got the director from Iron Man 3 signed on a direct. How do you feel about them remaking one of these 80s classics that we hold so dear to us?
Oh, man, well... As long as it's not Jon Favreau, I'm alright. It's
there was a little bit of discussion in the kitchen because I said,
yeah,
it's
I
the Iron Man
sure
3.
John Favreau directed Iron Man 3 or not.
No,
I guess he didn't.
Just the first two. No, he's fucking doing probably another Disney remake of some animated movie or some shit.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't mind Predator getting rebooted as much. Just know, Hollywood studios, that without Arnold Schwarzenegger, it will never be as good as the original Predator.
Was the Predator movie that came out a couple years ago, was that a sequel or was that a remake? It was like Predators with like Adrian Brody. Do you remember that?
Ooh.
It was in like 2009.
I think that was a sequel.
It was a sequel?
I'm pretty sure because they went to the planet of the Predators in that movie, I'm pretty sure.
I can't recall. But yeah.
I didn't see it. But
I saw parts of it because I was working at the theater at the time.
Yeah.
So I saw bits and pieces of it here and there. But, yeah.
All right. That's everything I have on my list. Do you have anything else? Were there any questions on Twitter or anything?
Any questions on Twitter? I don't think there were any questions on Twitter this week. I tweeted out to people what their favorite horror movies were, but it had nothing to do with this particular episode, more or less some stuff in the future.
Yeah, down the line.
Potentially. What time are we at right now?
This is the shortest one yet.
What time is it?
35 minutes.
35 minutes. I mean, you got to go to work at some point, don't you?
This is my job.
This is your job?
Yeah, I get paid millions of dollars to do this.
This podcast where you sit and text.
Yeah.
Talk about John Cena's dick.
Yeah, no comments on our last episode.
No comments.
No comments, and I'm going to the Twitter feed, so just talk. Fill
the air.
Yeah, fill the air.
Guys, I mean, honestly, me and Jared could just talk forever about literally anything, but we want to talk about what you guys want us to talk about, so let us know, because if not, me and Jared are just going to talk about dicks the whole time, probably.
We'll just sit here and say, well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. The whole time. Well, yeah.
Just over and over. I don't know, man. It's a very short episode, but we were crunched for time anyway. It's after hours here in the Dynamite Palace. Jared's gotta do an overnight shift again at the J.
At the J. But listen, guys, make sure that you follow me on Twitter. Follow our podcast on Twitter. My Twitter is at DynamiteJared.
I'm at Buddy Candela, and our podcast is at TWO Nerds 316.
Make sure you give all those accounts a follow. Make sure that you let us know what you want us to talk about, and make sure you like and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure
YouTube.
On YouTube.
If you
comment.
have a Gmail account, you have YouTube. You just don't know it. So fucking just sign up for an account. It's free, and fucking subscribe, like us.
Like, really subscribe, watch the life of Dynamite Jared on my YouTube page.
Oh, we did get a couple requests for an upcoming episode.
Shit!
They want us to talk about. I was telling you about this. The final deletion.
Oh God!
And delete versus decay. Which, for those of you who have absolutely no idea what this is, and you probably shouldn't know what this is, but it's these ridiculous backyard wrestling videos with the Hardy Boys.
It's from TNA. It's a TNA production. And Broken Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy, who's now Broken Jeff Hardy, apparently. And his face paint says obsolete on it or something like that. I don't know. I'm lost, but the wrestling world is crazy about this storyline. I don't really get it. I just remember watching a little bit of it and like watching Matt Hardy or Jeff shoot a Roman candle at the other one during their match in the backyard where there's like a swanton out of a tree or something. I don't know.
Jeff Hardy rolls up on a fucking four-wheeler, I believe.
Yeah, he does roll up on a four-wheeler, and he receives an invitation by a battle drone sent to his his humble abode. But anyways, yeah, I think we'll be covering that in the coming weeks. Probably we have to watch it and catch up on it, but I believe the storyline's still ongoing. So, anyways, we'll be giving our thoughts on that. And I think that's all we have for this week.
Yeah, that's all we have for this week. I'm gonna go to fucking bed. Jared's gonna go talk to drunk people who wander into a gas station in the middle of the night.
Yep. So, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And tell your friends. If you like this podcast, if you listen to the podcast...
Or if you're out of your fucking mind and you enjoy
this
if you,
shit. If you enjoy the podcast, we make you laugh and all that stuff, just like... Let us know, and let your friends know that, hey, there's this cool podcast. These two idiots, they just sit here and talk about stuff. So anyways, until next week, I'm Dynamite Jared signing off.
And I'm Buddy the Bruiser signing off. We'll see you guys next week.